Hi.
We're good.
Hello.
Great. It's great to have you on ARISE360. So what was it like, let me start with you, Tolanibaj. You look stunning, by the way. Leaving the house that night, just hearing your name, Tolanibaj, you are hereby evicted. What was that experience for you?
The experience at first, it was kind of shocking because I'm like, Tolanibaj is going to be here for a little bit, you get what I mean? But once I heard my name, I was already prepared. I had on my dark shades and, I hugged everybody and I left.
Okay, so no emotions. You weren't sad. You weren't feeling like, man, let's be honest, you weren't pained even a little?
I mean, no, I can't lie, of course. I was a bit disappointed. I'm just saying that I was prepared. I had on my glasses, just in case, they call my name, I'm ready. I hugged everybody and I had to leave. I mean, it's a game. Eventually, everybody's going to have to go home, so.
That's good. Wathoni, what about you? How did you feel about that?
Man. First of all, I was bottom 4 twice. And I'm like, I'm going to leave. The first time I heard my name, I'm like, I put my best foot forward. I'm like, I'm going. Then the day I was evicted, first of all, Ebuka, he said it in slow-mo. You are now evicted. I'm like, geez. I was beginning to enjoy the house and now I'm leaving. I didn't have any idea that I was going to leave that day. I'm like, I'm now an interesting person, happy girl, so I'm not going to leave, but it is what it is.
It's what it is. Bright. Whew. Tell me, how do you feel about that, knowing that you're done with Big Brother, it'll come to the end?
Firstly, when Ibuka mentioned my name, I was shocked. I almost denied my name, but it's not possible to do that. So I was shocked, I was surprised. So I just laughed over it and got up to the stage, yes.
A lot of hugs going on for you there. But let's ask some personal questions now. Wathoni, at the start of the game, I want to get into your experience in the house. We're not really sure, okay, so Wathoni's spec, what is it? Is it Eric? Is it Kid? Is it Neil? We're just like it. And then towards the end, it seemed like, Neil was it. What was it? What exactly was going on there?
First of all, for me, getting into the house was to get meaningful friendship. It wasn't necessarily that I'm talking to these guys for a relationship. It wasn't necessarily that I was going to be booed up. I just wanted to mingle with everybody. And then anyone that was giving me the right vibes, I was giving the same energy back. So for Kid Wire, he gave me the good vibes and I returned the same energy. That was it for me. It's not like I went to find men. I just wanted to mingle with everybody. And everybody?
I like that you mentioned that, I like that you said, I like how you are a very straightforward person, so let's just do it like that. You said it's point blank, I didn't go there to find men, and I'm sure you must have seen the Twitter trend. It's like, Wathoni, it's as if she just went to this house to go and look for a boyfriend. So how do you want to respond to those claims?
First of all, I'm still shook. When I came out from the house, I'm like, this one went to find man, she didn't even go to look for money. It wasn't that at all. It was just good vibes for me, and yeah.
Now, I would also like to ask about your relationship with some of the females. You had that really explosive fight with Erica that I just felt was like wow. It was just like point blank wow. And then it was at the start of the game, you and Mengi were close, and then you kind of just drifted apart. So your relationships with Erica and Mengi, what was going on there?
Mengi and I are still cool. Not like we drifted apart per se. Everybody ended up mingling with whoever. But yeah, I think we are still cool. For Erica, I would say we just had a misunderstanding. And I'm happy that we're in a good place now. That's what matters to me right now.
I like that. I like your spirit when you say that. Now, Bright, come into the house. This is your diary room for you now, Bright. So I'm sure you must have seen this already. There were numerous posts that alluded to Bright being a pastor. I don't know why. People just felt like Bright has to just be a pastor. And there were a lot of jokes about that. People made fun of you about that as well. So coming out of the house, I know some people might be hurt, but I want to know, as Bright, coming out and saying all of the jokes that were made about you, how did that make you feel?
As a matter of fact, I was happy. As a matter of fact, I trended. So while in the house, I never knew I had so much fans and all that. I never knew people talked about me. So when I got out, I saw different things online, different comparison and different memes and all that. So I was happy, as a matter of fact. I was happy.
So you weren't offended. But how about this one, yeah? The tactic that Bright just knows how to rigmarole his way out of stuff. Like, you know, he just jams to people's head that he's just in one corner, like doing his own thing. How did you respond to that? Like, was that a tactic for you?
I think that happened the first week when we got into the house. I was actually on a low because of that's how I do my thing. I like to observe my environment and the people I'm about to work with. So I would try to understand them and know how to relate with them. So that was exactly what happened. Me trying to like be me at that particular time.
Being you is jamming up their heads. I don't get it.
Jamming up people's heads? No, that's not what I do. I don't do that, as a matter of fact. I don't do that. That's not me. I'm a straightforward person, and I don't like causing trouble. No. Conflicts? No. That's not my kind of person.
Amazing. Now, you and Wathoni, who, by the way, please, I would like to see Wathoni's face when I ask this. You guys got close towards the end of your stay in the house. So I want to know, between you and Wathoni, you know, you guys are sitting close to each other. So is there something going on? Is that relationship going to continue? What's the update on that relationship or friendship, whatever it was?
Between me and Wathoni, going to the house, I had no intention of going into a relationship. So while in the house, I was focused on the main thing, which is winning the money and also getting things right. So that was why I didn't make any move at all in terms of having a relationship in the house. But right now, I'm outside the house. Come on, the future is bright. I can do whatever. Come on, I'm up for anything.
Okay, I would like to get Wathoni's opinion on that, though. Wathoni, so you're telling me and you're telling the world that between Bright and Wathoni, there was absolutely nothing. Like, there were no moves made. There was no something, you know, behind closed doors. Because, I mean, it was from watching, you know, there were a few hints. You were just hinting us, but I'm not sure. So that's what we're asking.
In the house, for me, my energy towards Bright was 100. He knew I liked him a lot, and I always wanted to be in his space. So yeah, that was clear. That was what I wanted in the house, because he made me happy. He did things that made me happy. Once in a while, he would cook for me, give me a peck while I'm sleeping, make me laugh, like do things that made me happy, really. He made me enjoy my time in the house. So yeah, in the house, yeah, for me, there was something. Now, outside the house, I keep saying I'll see how it goes, because I know that the energy wasn't the same. And I keep saying I didn't care, because it was about what I felt and being happy. I didn't really care if he was giving me back the same energy or not. So now that we are outside the house, it's time for me to see his energy. If it's same with mine, then yeah, there could be something. Why not?
Okay. The idea what you just said. Stop. Just don't be doing this kind of thing. Or don't be doing it. Okay. Okay. So now let's take a break from this. Now, Tolanibaj, I'd like to rope you into this conversation. How was your stay in the Big Brother house? You know, would you say there was one or two things that you just felt? I feel like your personality for a lot of people was, I don't have time for this, especially when it came to certain unnecessary behaviors, petty arguments. The attitude you just gave us was, I don't have the time for this. So, you know, tell us a few things that you just felt were just completely, maybe a pet peeve or irritating while you were in the house.
So a pet peeve for me in the house was noise. I don't like people that just scream unnecessarily. I don't like things or people that just blow things out of proportion. I feel like we can communicate in a civilized manner. So noise making was the thing that I didn't like in the house. I do sometimes have this attitude, like I don't, care, and that's facts. Like sometimes I just would rather observe and, not put myself in certain situations. So that's why I may come off as, I don't have this time kind of attitude.
Like that. Now let's talk about relationships. With Prince now, do you see you guys coming together outside the house and knowing that you're leaving the house and, you're not going to have that much time with him anymore and he is still in the house with everybody. How do you feel about that?
Okay. I mean, I'm actually happy that he's still in the house. He's still in the run to get the money. I can see what will happen once he gets out of the house. I think we just need to communicate and then see what happens from there.
I'd like to rope you all in again. Big Brother is about the money, but for a lot of people watching the show, they have said that it looks a lot like relationship vibes has taken the center stage. I want to ask you all three, beginning with you, Tolanibaj. Would you agree with this?
I actually disagree. I can only speak from, my own perspective. Going into the house, obviously the money was the goal, but also very much for me, exposure was very important. I already had a brand, Tolanibaj brand, but not a lot of people were aware of me. So I just felt like Big Brother was like the perfect platform to put me up there. So I had to utilize that to the best of my ability. So the relationships, people need to understand that it's a reality TV show. Like, people are living their truth in there. You may not plan to be in a relationship, but sometimes you just may find yourself attracted to somebody, or you like somebody, or they like you, and then you want to give it a try, because we're not in there to judge each other. We're just there to have fun and entertain the world. So relationships or not, it's still cruise. Like, we're just having fun.
Wathoni, what about you? Would you agree that, relationship vibes kind of just took center stage as opposed to people who look like they were just fighting for the money?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I was saying that, would you agree as well that, or would you disagree that relationships just took center stage during the entire game show as opposed to people actually fighting towards the money?
I would disagree with that. The house was very cold. So sometimes it wasn't really about the money. Like, I'm only speaking from my own perspective, by the way. The goal for me was just to get to top 5, and I just didn't want to be disappointed. It was, if I win, I win. If I don't, I'm still okay. I'm just going to make sure I'm having fun with anything I do. So the relationship just happened just to happen. Like I did say, we were living our truth and we were having fun. We were catching cruise.
I would like Wathoni to speak on this. Wathoni, that's what I was saying. Wathoni, would you agree or disagree?
I agree with her, and well, truth is, I don't think personally, I didn't go with the strategy to find man or be in a relationship. For me, it was just make meaningful friendships, because after the house, my plan is to do big things with those I met in the house. So it was just meaningful friendships for me. And I'm sure most of those that were booed up in there didn't plan to be. So yeah, I agree with Tolanibaj.
Bright, do you agree as well?
I think I would. Yeah, of course I will, because for me, it's all about the money and the friendship.
I'd like to ask you guys 3 questions, and I'm going to begin with Bright. So Bright, real quick, who was the sweetest person in the house?
The sweetest person? Ooh, it has to be Wathoni.
Is that what you said?
Yes, Wathoni.
Okay, and then who was the most disrespectful in your own opinion? Like, this person is just plain rude in the house.
It has to be Katrina.
Katrina, the best cook. When it comes to food, this person kills it.
Brighto.
Hey, Brighto. Okay,
Right.
now, Tolanibaj, let me have you. Who was the sweetest person in the house?
Okay. Also,
okay, that is interesting. Now, who was the most disrespectful completely?
Katrina.
Trina. And who was the best cook?
Can I give 2 answers? Actually, 3. Let me give 3 answers.
No, 2. Come on. 3, like.
So obviously me, because I'm a good cook. I like spicy food. Bright also is a good cook. And Lucy. I gave 3 answers.
It's all right. All right, now, Wathoni, let me have you up. So who for you was the sweetest person in the house?
Sweetest. Okay, for me, the sweetest was Brighto.
Hey, Brighto, Wathoni, I can tell you, I give you all a few months. Literally, just a few months. For you, who was the most disrespectful?
Katrina.
Okay. And who was the best cook?
Brighto.
Wow, right. Okay, I like that. Anyway, I would also like to know, moving forward, what can we look forward to? Let me start with you, Bright. In terms of projects, you came in there to sell something, sell yourself, sell your brand. So what can we expect from you in the nearest future? And who are your 5 top finalists for this show?
Okay, I think for right now we're just having a media tour and all that. So after that, the next step has to be My merch will be coming out very soon in 2 days, which is Apply Pressure. And also, I'll have to go for my professional certifications to get that aside. Then I'll go into entertainment fully, modeling and acting.
I like that. So your
So
5.
for my top finalists,
Yeah.
I have 3 as a matter of fact. But you said I should say 5, then Kidwire first, Erica, Lekon, Ozo, and Prince, yes.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, Tolanibaj, what about you? Moving forward, like you said, you had a brand before you got into the house. So moving forward, how are you going to build
Yes.
that brand even further? And who are your top 5 finalists?
Okay, so prior to Big Brother, I was an A&R, which I am still an A&R. I have a company now called 234 Next Gen Media, which we do music marketing, promotion, distribution, and events as well. I am open for endorsement deals. I intend to go into real estate. It's a lot that I want to do. It's plenty.
Feel it.
Acting maybe. And I also have a YouTube channel where I try to encourage Africans in the diaspora to come back home to Nigeria, move, build an empire, and just flourish. So, yeah.
Okay.
And a lot more to come to be
Amazing.
discussed.
We cannot wait. Now, your top 5 in the house at the end of the game, who would that be?
Top 5, not in any order. So, Erica, of course. Erica, Prince, Ozo, and Lekon. I'm just going to give 4.
Okay, 4. Well, let's just put in maybe Dorothy, 5, I guess. So, Wathoni, what about you? Moving forward, what can we look forward to?
Moving forward, I'll continue with my fashion. Before the house, I was selling fashion items like clothes, bags, and shoes. Also, my Boot Up Gang merch is selling, bestseller. And then I'll have a baby talk show. I'll talk about pregnancy, sex after pregnancy, IVF, potty training, how grandparents are important in a baby's life, so on and so forth. Basically about parenting, go into details. Release my book, 101 Tips on Parenting. Go into entertainment, acting, music, rapping.
Ow.
Rapper Wathoni is coming soon.
Wathoni is coming soon, by the way.
Yeah. Also, I'll try event planning.
Event planning. I like
So,
that.
yeah, that's basically it. Then my top 5, Ozo, Lekon, Erica, Dorothy, Mengi.
Mengi. Well, Wathoni, by the way, big, massive love for sharing your truth out there without feeling or being scared of what people might say. You know, the whole art of being pregnant without actually conceiving the conventional way. That was absolutely amazing. Brighto, you're an amazing cook. I would like you to maybe become a chef or something. And of course, Tolanibaj, your name has always made you stand out. And we are so excited for you and everything that you were going to bring to this table. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today on ARISE360.